What's going on, growers? James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. As you can see, the buds are about to pop. Spring is just around the corner, and there's something on my heart that I wanted to share with you guys that I think will bring you value and move you to action. Let's go. Throughout the years, I got many questions, and one that I get more than any other is how and why I started this whole process, how I got into permaculture and starting my own food forest. I say it often, but the last few years, I've learned so much, not just about gardening and permaculture, but also about life in general. And I feel like I never would have been on this journey of going back to natural, of moving towards food freedom without my hero. Hero, you might be saying, that's a strong word, but it's a word I've chosen with careful consideration. I know a lot of us, when we think of the word heroes, we think of someone at war, in the front lines, risking their life, which is someone who's definitely a hero, but there are other heroes too. I believe we need these heroes, people like Joel Salatin, who have the courage and are willing to stand in the gap against the opposition for what they know to be true. Joel Salatin had such a strong impression on me that I had to drive down to Swoop, Virginia to meet him.
Part of our responsibility as stewards is to build what I call redemption or forgiveness into the landscape. The only way revolutions happen or changes happen is one person at a time from the bottom up. You know, it doesn't normally happen from the top down. Top down usually is circle the wagons and protect the status quo. You know, that's top down. Bottom up is true change.
The way I found Joel Salatin is also the way that got me into gardening and living more naturally. It's all tied together. So believe it or not, I was just on Netflix, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are too, just scrolling through looking for something to watch, maybe 7 years ago or so, and I came across the documentary Fresh. I clicked on it and I watched it. At the time, I didn't think much of it. It was just a simple documentary, I thought. But looking back now, I can see the tremendous impact that Fresh had on me and why it had such a big impact on me. And that was Joel Salatin. A lot of the things that he said in that documentary, his overall persona, and it captured me, his words, and it drew me in. After that, I got a number of Joel Salatin's books, and I just started reading them and hitting them hard. A lot of the things Joel was saying in the documentary and in his books, it was like he was speaking directly to me. And one book in particular had a large impact on me. That was You Can Farm. That took me from, oh, I think I might want to farm, I think I might want to garden, to let's go, let's get out and grow. There were two main things I took from the book. The first one was you gotta get out there, you gotta get started if you wanna make a difference, if you wanna make a change. The other one was scalability. It's good if you can make something small, and it also can be scaled up to an even larger degree. Reading the books was awesome. It was great, but it wasn't meeting the man. It wasn't getting out there and being able to walk the land. So that's what I had to do. A few years ago, me and my brother took the trip. We went down to Tennessee, because at the time, I was thinking about purchasing a property and actually moving down there. We went to visit my friend Aaron. He lives down in Tennessee. He's also got a YouTube channel, Planting Freedom. You guys should check that out. On the way though, we knew, and the main goal was to go see the man down in Swoop, Virginia, Joel Salatin. So we drove up to his farm, because he's got an open door policy where anyone could just come and look, with no plan, no clue if Joel was even in Virginia, if he was going to be home or anything, but we had faith.
I've kind of developed my own little definition of truth. One permutation of truth is, you know that you're on to truth when it works in both developing and undeveloped countries. Yeah. That's when you're on to agricultural truth, is when the model is just as applicable and current in a high-tech industrial country as it is in a developing country. So that's when you know you got something.
So we pulled up to the property and went on a little self-guided tour. I was just blown away and amazed at the beauty, the open space, the lack of smell, the way Joel has everything set up. It's really inspiring, and you could just feel an overall power on the whole entire property. I got Tuck over here working on an old carrot from last year. It might not be good for him, but he just has so much fun. I don't think he's eating it, I think he's just kind of ripping it up. So I gotta let him enjoy himself. He's getting ready for spring too. So after that whole self-guided tour, we went back to his shop where you can go and purchase some like packaged meats and everything. And we couldn't purchase anything because we were on the road. We didn't have any refrigeration, but I had to support him by picking up some merch. Pali Face Farms. I got this one and another one. So after we paid for the merch and everything, I was getting ready to walk out, and I was grateful for the opportunity, and I think it's so cool that Joel has an open door policy. Anyone could come in and walk his land. So we're walking out, and as fate would have it, guess who comes walking and smiling? No other than the man, Joel Salatin. It just so happened that Joel had an interview coming up, and the woman to interview him was running late. I thought, man, if I could have 2 minutes to talk to him, that'd be a blessing. We ended up having 10 minutes or so. My brother and I got to talk with him. I got to explain to Joel kind of what my goals were, what my dream was to move down there, to start my own farm, to start growing a permaculture garden. And after I told him all that, I thought he was gonna be like, that is great. That's an awesome idea. I can't wait to have you down here. But that's not what happened. Instead, he started to ask me the tough questions. Exactly what you would want your role model to do. He asked me, why do you want to come to Virginia? Why do you want to come to Tennessee, down south, and grow a farm where everyone's already farming and growing food? Why would you want to leave a market in New Jersey, a great market that you have right there in your own backyard? But ultimately, what he was saying and what he taught me was that it's not the location, it's not the circumstance, it's you, it's me. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it that changes everything. I have to admit though, learning that lesson took me a little while. I was taken back by what Joel said at first, because I was so high on going down there and getting everything started. But at the end of it, I'm so grateful for meeting Joel Salatin, my hero. I'm grateful that I got to share this experience with you, and I'm grateful that I'm living in New Jersey. I'm not saying in this video that I'm never going to move down south or anything like that. All I'm, I guess, ultimately trying to say with this video is, thank you, Joel.